Hey kids, for all those third and sixth graders out there that are following along on the Tiger Rising, it's hard to believe that we're already up to chapter 23 and 24 in today's reading. That's the fun part about reading books, is that before you know it, you're getting close to the end of it. And the plot thickens and it begins to build towards the climax of the story's plot. We're already 90 pages into this book, and together we've done a pretty good job, I think. Hopefully, you all are out there making your notes, thinking about the story, thinking about what's happened, what might happen, as you try to guess what's going to happen next. Yesterday, when we left on chapters 21 and 22, 21, the whole chapter was pretty much dedicated to the meeting of Sistine and Willie Mae. And you think about the character Willie Mae, she doesn't appear all that often in this story, but when she does, it seems like she's always got something pretty profound to say. And of course, that didn't hold her back from letting Sistine know just what she thought her problem was. In chapter 22, we go back into Rob's room, only to find out his dad discovered the raw meat that was supposed to be dinner for the tiger. And then he gets rid of it. That's a real problem. But also in chapter 22, we saw Rob allowing his suitcase, that metaphor locking of his feelings inside of himself. He opens up that suitcase a little bit more and relates a story about the color green, and then they connect that to, remember Willie Mae's bird that she set free, that little bird named Cricket? He started whittling a piece of wood, and guess what? It came out the perfect replica of that little bird, Cricket. A lot of symbolism in this story. Chapter 23. Here we go. The next morning, Rob put the keys to the tiger cage in one pocket and the wooden bird in the other, and set out to look for Willie Mae. He found her in the laundry room, sitting on one of the fold-up chairs, smoking a cigarette and staring into space. "Hey there," she said to him. "Where's your lady friend at?" "School," said Rob, "but today's only half a day." He kept his hands in his pockets. Now that he stood before Willie Mae, he was afraid to give her the bird. What if it was wrong? What if he had carved it wrong, and it didn't look anything like the real Cricket? "What you giving me from those shifty eye looks for?" Willie Mae asked. "I made you something," said Rob quickly, before he lost his nerve. "Made me something," said Willie Mae. "For real?" "Uh-huh. Close your eyes and hold your hand out." "I ain't," said Willie Mae, but she smiled, closed her eyes, and put out her enormous hand, palm up, and Rob carefully placed the bird in it. "You can look now," he told her. She closed her fingers around the little piece of wood, but she didn't open her eyes. She puffed on her cigarette. The long gray ash on the end of it trembled. "Don't need to look," she finally said. The cigarette's ash dropped to the floor. "I know what I got in my hand. It's Cricket." "But you got to look at it and tell me, did I do it right?" said Rob. "I ain't got to do nothing," said Willie Mae, "except stay black and die." She opened her eyes slowly as if she was afraid she might frighten the bird into flying away. "This, the right bird," she said, nodding her head. "This, the one." "Now, you don't got to dream about him no more," said Rob. "That's right," said Willie Mae. "Where'd you learn to work a piece of wood like this?" "My mama," said Rob. Willie Mae nodded. "She taught you good." "Yes, ma'am," said Rob. He stared down at his legs. "I know a wooden bird ain't the same as having a real one." "It ain't," agreed Willie Mae, "but it soothes my heart just the same. My dad said he ain't got no jobs for me until this afternoon. He said I could help you out this morning." "Well," said Willie Mae. She dropped the bird into the front pocket of her dress. "I might could find some way for you to help me." So Rob spent his morning following Willie Mae from room to room, stripping the dirty sheets from the beds, and while he worked, the keys jingled in his pocket, and he knew that soon Sistine would be out of school and that she would demand again that he unlock the cage and let the tiger go. Chapter 24. "Where's the prophetess?" Sistine asked him as soon as she stepped off the bus. She was wearing a bright orange dress with pink circles all over it. Her left knee was skinned and bleeding, and her right eye was swollen. "Huh?" said Rob. He stood and stared at her and wondered how she could get into so many fights in only half a day of school. "Willie Mae," said Sistine. "Where is she?" "She's vacuuming," Rob said. Sistine started walking purposefully towards the Kentucky Star. She talked to Rob without looking back. "My mother found out that I was wearing your clothes to school," she said. "She took them away from me. I'm in trouble. I'm not supposed to come out here anymore." "You know," said Rob, "you don't always got to get in fights. And sometimes, if you don't hit them back, they leave you alone." She whirled around and faced him. "I want to get in fights," she said fiercely. "I want to hit them back. Sometimes I hit them first." "Oh," said Rob. Sistine turned back around. "I'm going to find a prophetess," she said loudly. "I'm going to ask her what we should do about the tiger." "You can't ask her about the tiger," said Rob. "Beauchamp said I ain't supposed to tell nobody, especially not Willie Mae." Sistine didn't answer him. She started to run, and Rob, to keep up with her, ran too. They found Willie Mae vacuuming the shag carpet in room 203. Sistine went up behind her and tapped her on the back. Willie Mae whirled around with her first fist clenched like a boxer. "We need some answers," Sistine shouted over the roar of the vacuum cleaner. Willie Mae bent down and turned the cleaner off. "Well," she said, "look who's here." She kept her hand balled up as if she was still searching for something to hit. "What's in your hand?" Sistine asked. Willie Mae uncurled her fist and showed Sistine the bird. "Oh," said Sistine, and Rob realized then why he liked Sistine so much. He liked her because when she saw something beautiful, the sound of her voice changed. All the words she uttered had an oof sound to them as if she was getting punched in the stomach. The sound was in her voice when she talked about the Sistine Chapel and when she looked at things he carved in wood. It was there when she said the poem about the tiger burning bright, and it was there when she talked about Willie Mae being a prophetess. Her words sounded the way all those things made me feel, as if the world, the real world, had been punched through so that it could see something wonderful and dazzling on the other side of it. "Did Rob make it?" Sistine asked Willie Mae. "He did," said Willie Mae. It looks alive. It's like your bird that you let go. Just about exactly, said Willie Mae. I, I, said Sistine. She looked at Willie Mae and then she turned and looked at Rob. She said, we need to ask you something. Ask on, said Willie Mae. If you knew about something that was locked up in a cage, something big and beautiful that was locked away unfairly for no good reason, and you had the keys to the cage, would you let it go? Willie Mae sat down on the bed. A cloud of dust rose up around her. Lord God, she said, what you two children got in a cage? It's a tiger, Rob said. He felt like he had to be the one who said it. He was the one who found the tiger. He was the one who had the keys to the cage. A what? Said Willie Mae. A tiger, said Sistine. Do, exclaimed Willie Mae. It's true, said Sistine. Willie Mae shook her head. She looked up at the ceiling. She let out her breath in a loud, slow hiss of disapproval. All right, she said. Why don't you all show me where you got this tiger locked up in a cage? Whew, what a way to leave us hanging. So, are they going to take Willie Mae and show her the tiger? What is going to happen? You're going to have to wait now until Monday to find out what is going on now that Willie Mae knows about the tiger. Well, that's our reading for today in The Tiger Rising. All you kids out there, you take care of yourselves and stay safe. Stay out of trouble. And remember to be kind.